All right. Good morning, everyone. It is the second Tuesday of December, and I cannot believe this year is almost over. Does everybody feel the same way? It's like I cannot believe it's December. Okay. We are going to get started, folks, online. I'm going to shrink you guys down so we don't see everybody there. Sorry, Mike, I'll pull you up when we get ready to talk to you guys, okay? All right, whoops. Yeah, I was supposed to just go to that. And it's not that I like seeing myself, guys. It's just so I make sure that I stay in the screen for people online. That's why I do that. Okay. It is December of 2024. As I said, there are some snacks, and I'll tell you a little more about the new restaurant that just opened up, Joni, but there's some gluten-free. If you want something, there is some back there that's gluten-free for you. So that's nice. They brought a variety of things. They're in the a hot packet and then acai bowls in the cooler. Those of you at home, come on by at the end of the meeting. You can still have some. All right, let's see if we can get this going. Wow, we have a lot of December birthdays. Anybody here with a December birthday? Happy birthday. No, no December birthdays here. Not in this group. Well, happy birthday to all of you that have a December birthday. Always fun to compete with holidays, right? I had friends that had birthdays right around for the holidays. You've got Christmas, you've got New Year's. It's always challenging, right? When do you celebrate? Well, and a very happy anniversary to many folks here. We've got those that transitioned over from John Hall with that 13 years. We see Joan Levinson and some of the others that have been here. Mark Walters, he's hiding in his office. Can't hear me there. But congratulations on your anniversaries this month. A couple of folks, is Nellie here? I think, were you online? I thought I saw her. So 1 year, congratulations. So that's awesome. And for those that know Jim, that's his recent stint with us. Our former DB and the owner of John Hall and Associates. He's been here a lot longer than that, but his recent stint is only 2 years. So congratulations to all those in the $1 Million Club. For those, anybody in the room here that hit the $1 Million Club this year for maybe the first time? No. So we've got some names we're used to seeing, right? Stately Living with Josh, Joan there, Joan Levinson as well, and then Mark Walters. He'll come out in a little bit. Quite a few others there on that list. Congratulations. I'm going to point out down here the bottom numbers: 93 lives and 57. I don't know why that's stuck right there. 57,091. So $57,091,292 out of this office in November. Hey, good to see you. So just so you know, does anybody remember kind of where that is in comparison to last month? Any recollection of where we were? No? You said 17. We're 17 million above last month. So that's pretty incredible. When I show you what the market has done, this office is definitely performing above some of where the market trends are. So that is incredible. We'll look at that further. 93 lives last month. We touched, I believe, 100 lives. That did not get on my notes. I'm changed my format. I decided to actually put it on a grid so I can follow along, but did not add the lives. But I think it was 100 lives last month. So fewer people, but more dollar volume. So we'll see how that works. We've got agents here, Aman, Jacqueline, and Ana Gabrielle, who've joined us this month. And just a reminder, if you have some friends considering making a move right now, if they haven't been with Realty One Group, right, coming back does not count. Just a reminder, if you refer 3, you get a free for a year. Your monthly dues are waived for you. That's $600, folks. So if you know anybody, keep that in mind. A great way to start the year is to work on that and bring some people over. All right, let's get to the numbers. This is kind of interesting. Before looking too much in detail here, anyone have a guess on did our market go up, go down, stay flat? Any guesses? And what's traditional for November? Going down, right? Going down. What do people, how do you feel the market responded last month? Up, up, more activity. I believe you're correct. The numbers actually are going to show very little difference. Look at the middle there. The sales price was down. That's not a mistake, and that's not thousands. It's down $630. That's not a joke, right? So the average sales price, things were very, very similar to last month. So if you think about it, that's actually not a bad thing, because that means we did not take a huge drop from last month. We actually stayed pretty similar, right? So if you look over here, average sales price, 577.8 versus October of 578. Like, it's really a teeny tiny difference, okay? Sold was down 680 units out of 5,000, right? 5,100 units is only down. Whoops, where'd I do that? I did the wrong one. Sold 5,100 versus 5,800, and then under contract 5,100 versus 5,400. Very, very, very small difference. And you'll see when I get to the really within 10-mile range, the numbers are teeny tiny. So, but this is good actually. Your year over year, right? If we look at that, the sales price is up 1.2%. Solds are up 11%. That to me is huge, right? Because last year we were dealing with high interest rates, and yet guess what we're dealing with right now? High interest rates. And yet we sold 11% more than last year. That's good news, folks. We want to see that. Contracts are up, as Roberta said, 14%. So people going under contract, that number has gone up. That is absolutely what we want to see. Okay, so some interesting news. Talk to Leah. For those that don't know, Leah is our managing broker out of our Goodyear office, and the person that provides this lovely slide for us every month. I said, have you ever thought about changing your numbers to only be Maricopa County? And she said she'd been working to try to figure out how to make that transition, right? Because you guys have seen it. I've broken it down. When we go to the next slide, you'll see I'll go from these numbers to just, you know, Maricopa County and then around our offices. And those numbers jump. I mean, they drop, right? Because you look at active and coming soon up at the very top on her number here of 21,000. I don't know if you guys can read that gold. I probably should change that. It's 16,000 for active in Maricopa County. That's 5,000 unit difference. If anybody's good at math, that's 25%. Hold on a minute. We're shifting our numbers by 25%. That's a big difference. Now, I will tell you, I did decide to do a little bit of a deep dive before I sent Leah the notes. Pinal County accounts for probably about 15% of those numbers. So, okay, for those of you working Maricopa, I'm sorry, the city of Maricopa, not Maricopa County, right? Yes, that's in Pinal County. But come on, most of us, at least in this office, work Maricopa County. It would be nice to see these numbers reflect that. So not next month, because next month will be December, but beginning with our report that we will get in February, which will start the year off with January, she will be shifting this to Maricopa County. So that'll be a nice transition, and we can start to see it. Where it will mess up, I'll show you on a different slide, and she's going to have to make notes of this, as will you, in looking at these numbers. So if you look at the top set of numbers, the top set on the left are dealing with this slide, right? It's everything. And again, this is the Arizona Regional MLS. Anyone that's putting stuff in there from Prescott, Flagstaff, Tucson, Heber, those are all going in these numbers if somebody posted them in there, right? So that's where we look a little differently on the other side. So actives coming soon, down 391. That's not a huge drop for November. Truly, it's not. Sold listings, yes, down 680. UCB and pending is down 181. So again, you're feeling that increase in activity. It is there. Now let's look at Maricopa County. Now I focused on single family because that's really, how many of you, the bulk of your business is single family homes, right? Obviously we all sell townhomes, condos when we have to, but for the most part, I don't think we have anybody in this office that their exclusive business is condos and townhomes, right? It just isn't, not in this area. So the single family homes, you can see active in Maricopa County is 11,900. That's up 288. And by the way, when we look at that Maricopa County up, that's up 760. So of all these numbers, that's the largest number and it's going upward. Is it up by a lot? No, but it is definitely up. Then you see your UCB, CCBS, and pending down just a little, coming soon. Again, that's kind of an anomaly because not everybody uses coming soon. So don't base much on that, but I just try to show you that number. Sold last month, only down 150. Seasonally, that is not a huge number to be down. Okay, so that's good. 10-mile radius, as I said, when you get into these numbers, you know, they're within 300. It's just not a huge set of number changes. So there, you know, it's nice to see our active listings, our single family listings, both of those are up. The ones under contract are down just a little bit, of course, coming soon, just a teeny tiny number there anyway. Sold, the number you can't see on that sold is 962. So it's a difference of 53 units. So it's just not very much. Why does that not look right? 298. Something's wrong in my math over there. Oh no, this is for my other chart. Sorry. So you've got those there. Again, not a huge shift. Let's see. This is the one that I think will be the problem when we shift over to Maricopa County only. Somehow we'll have to flag those numbers because these numbers are everything, right? And as we start the year, your year-over-year numbers aren't really going to line up right, right? Especially when you're talking 25% difference, that's going to be visible on a year-over-year number. That's going to shift a lot. But you guys, how many of you saw this when it comes out? How many of you open these market stats? You get this every month, okay? This is one of the slides. It has a whole bunch of slides there. I'm just pulling up the closed sales. But the year over year is somewhat what you want to look at because this is showing the 5,100 units versus 4,600. You can see we did not, in November, December, and January of last year, did not sell 5,000 units, right? We have been above 5,000 units since then. And yes, we are down here, but again, we're still above that 5,000 units sold. I'm going to make a guess that December is going to be in that same vein, right around 5,100, 5,200 units. We do always at the end of the year have people that need to get a deal done that year for tax purposes. And so you will see some last minute scrambling with people trying to get deals closed. Right, Title? How many of you? Yeah, you always see that, right? Okay. So if you have not looked at this whole packet, please at some point pull this document up, flip through all of these slides, right? Why do I say that? What does that provide you? Information that you can share with other people, right? The more you get comfortable reading this month after month and seeing those comparisons, I can actually comfortably say if somebody asks me how's the market, well, you know, we're kind of flat this month, which is actually a good thing. We didn't go down, right? Traditionally in November, we see a decrease. We didn't. We saw it stay flat or just slightly go up, right? So those are good things to be able to communicate to somebody that's like, oh yeah, you don't know anything about the market. Well, actually I do. Let me share some numbers with you. And you have something you can grab on without having to go pull it yourself. I challenge all of you to figure out how to pull it yourself if you want, so you understand where they're coming from. And I always encourage you, go to your neighborhoods. What's an area you are watching? Pick an area. Watch it month after month, because if somebody asks you that question, how is the market? Right? You can say, well, you know what? In this part of North Scottsdale, this is what we're seeing. Right? You don't have to talk about the whole valley. Talk about an area you know. Talk about homes you know. Homes that have been, either updated or an area with a lot of new construction if you're familiar with those builders. You know what? We just saw that, DR Horton was building this section, and we're seeing those homes selling very quickly. Go in and talk to the builders. How many homes are moving? Do they have a wait list, right? Those are all things you can use to show your value. All right, let's get to the breakdown here. I'm going to have to move myself out of the way. All right. Sales price literally stayed at 505, right? Month over month, October to November. So that's the number down here, and that's the number up here from last month, 505. 505,000 for Maricopa County single family homes. The list price decreased by $10,000. Market is pretty stable, folks. That is not a huge shift, okay? So if you look at the months on the market right here, you'll see the housing supply decreased, by 0.15. It's not decreasing by very much, right? We're at 3.9 months on market. That means on average, things are closing within 4 months. It's not a long time on the market, folks, especially with these interest rates. If you think about that, right? That means we're putting homes on the market and the majority of them are selling in under 6 months.
I tell that to your client. They are not happy. They don't understand it.
Your sellers or your buyers?
They're like, why hasn't my home sold yet?
How long has it been on the market?
About 3 months.
Okay. All right. Well, tell them they're in their last stretch there. Well, now what is the thing you have to look at there, right? What to Joni's point, what can anybody guess might be the issue? And it may not be. I'm not saying that, Joni, but what might be the issue? Number one reason. How well does that price compare? One. Condition, right? Obviously location, we know that, but condition, right? So the condition is a big one. If these homes are not in condition and the ones around are, what is selling first? Those that have been fixed up.
Mine's remodeled and the price is lower than everybody else.
Okay.
So I don't have, clearly, there's nothing that I say. We have more inventory, and that is a really big contributing factor.
We do have more inventory, but it's not a huge amount. We do have more inventory. The question is, do you have more inventory in that price range in that area? That's the challenge to go look at, right? How many homes similar are in that area, and make sure you've said you're the lowest probably in the area. I get that. So some of the other things you can look at, and I know Mike's online. I know Barb is on her way. One of the options is this list and lock, that on the selling side, you can actually lock a reduced interest rate, showing that you are willing to work with somebody. And that may be an option just to get people through the door, right? To have something else to market out there. Any other questions on this? Nope. Okay. We're going to go on to well, this is just comparing month over month, but anybody ever wants to see these, I'm more than willing to share them with you. Okay, so these are our within a 10-mile radius, right? So this is the flow of activity. The current single family home medium sales price stayed at $700,000. I don't know that I've ever seen a time when actually both have stayed the same month over month. This is a totally different search, folks. I mean, literally, these are different searches. So it was 700,000. It was 700,000 last month. How bizarre is that, right? Yes, we actually dropped in this particular 10-mile radius to 3.75 in terms of monthly housing supply. Now, the thing that makes that kind of crazy in terms of a number, remember, we are dealing with luxury homes in this 10-mile radius, right? So you get a couple of those luxury homes selling quickly, and all of a sudden this number can change very quickly. On the other hand, normally those luxury homes are sitting for 12, 18 months, 24 months. And this number then will rise because if we have a whole bunch of luxury homes sitting on the market, what is not necessarily sitting on the market right now? Any guesses? No, luxury homes. Because guess what they don't care about? Interest rate. Interest rate. They're buying with cash. Probably, what would you say, Art, Roberta, the luxury homes are buying with cash, what, 70% of the time right now? Right? I mean, huge amounts of cash coming into the area. They're buying these $1, $2, $3 million homes with cash, right? So they don't care about the interest rate. That is not affecting them. This is an investment that they're earning money off of by putting their money into this. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So they're more than happy to drop their cash on the homes. So we are seeing a lot of that. Let's see. Really, there was just, again, the median list price went up $10,000, folks. There's just not much difference from last month. Okay, this is just showing you how that looked actually on the Fannie Mae, and you guys can do this. This is a report you can do in your ARMLS program. This is the Fannie Mae 1004 MC statistics. This is what appraisers used to use to show the trend of the market. Where are things going, right? So they would look at this 7 to 12, 4 to 6, and current to 3 months. All right. So again, I said we had some food compliments of Mike Donnelly with 3 natives, Acai and Juicery, and they've got all healthy food. You've got, you had a wrap. Good. It was delicious. Okay. There are more wraps in there. They're kept hot for you. So dig into that ice chest over there. They're located at Tatum and Thunderbird. For those that used to know where the Starbucks was on the southeast corner, it's near the dog grooming dog place that just moved in, and where the Starbucks was right there on that corner of that building. They just opened up. He came by and offered us some food. And I said, well, you know what? We got a whole group of people coming this week. So why don't you come on Tuesday? So hope you enjoy and get a chance to say hello and go visit that location. Oh, look, I have a blank slide. Oh, how many people noticed a change in some contracts? You did? Yeah?
In one document.
Which document? Do you remember?
It was agency disclosure.
Yep. So we actually had 2, 4, 6, 7 documents have little minor tweaks. No, I didn't even see an announcement from AAR. You're not going to get dinged if you have the old one. However, you should make sure you're pulling from your forms. Don't grab old documents that you saved on your computer. These all have November changes. So that means in the upper right corner, it will say November. Again, the changes were very small. I think they say, you know, not per law, so that it's referencing that this is an AAR change, not something that is, or an NAR, you know, requirement, not something per law. It's not a legal issue. So they just added a few minor things in there. And I bet a lot of you are here to find out about MLS Connect. Does anybody know what that is? No?
Not been part of NAR,
Correct.
right? So if you don't review, then I tried reading the whole article yesterday on Phoenix. You sent that link.
Yep.
I read twice, but I still got confused.
Okay. How many of you are confused?
Yeah.
You're the only person confused? I'm surprised. Okay.
I'm curious.
You're curious. Okay. Well, we'll answer your questions in just a second. So how many of you have, just I'm curious, well, I'll ask that question in a minute. Okay. So MLS Connect, let's talk about numbers first. The cost for MLS Connect is $249 per agent per year. Okay. You still have to join ARMLS, folks, just so you understand. That is totally separate. The Arizona Regional MLS gives you access to all of your listings and the data we were just talking about. It allows you to show homes. You can't not have that if you want to go show homes. You kind of need to have the data, okay? You will not pay local, state, or national associations dues. So your savings literally are between $260 and $302 based on which local association you belong to a year. Okay, let me explain. So how many of you belong to WeServe in here? That's why I started with it. So WeServe is $150 a year. AAR is $175. NAR is $201, which is $156 plus a $45 assessment. I didn't go into the details, just wanted you to know that that's a breakdown, right? So that's $526 minus $249 is a savings of $277. Does that make sense? All right. Phoenix. How many of you are in the Phoenix Association? We got a couple. So that's about half the room. That's interesting. Okay, so Phoenix Association is only 135. The other two are the same numbers. 511 minus 249 is a savings of 262. How many of you in the Scottsdale Association of Realtors? You guys are paying the most for your local association at 175. The other numbers are the same, 551, so you're saving $302 a year. Now, can anyone tell me what is probably the number one thing you relate to those associations? What do you get from those associations? What's the number one?
We serve or like that.
AAR forms.
From VServe, I use a lot of, where they say, they give those legal hotlines, like that.
The legal hotline stuff, okay, right? That's actually from AAR, not WeServe. It's the Arizona Association that provides the legal hotline. Okay, so the forms, right? Kind of a big one, right? Okay. So, well, let's talk about Realtor. So if you go to MLS Choice, can you use Realtor?
No.
Correct. So all of your cards, all of your marketing, you would have to remove the R, okay? And nor do you get any of the benefits. So let's talk about those benefits, because I'm guessing a lot of you don't realize benefits you use that are actually affiliated with those. And actually, I can't back up from there, but let me just say, Realty One Group will have the MLS Choice as an option as of January 1st. This is not on any of these slides. They didn't tell you, Phoenix Association didn't tell you how this is working. So our real estate company is allowed to open up a partner company, which will be Realty One Group something, probably some version of Arizona, right? Because it's part of our corporate offices, not a separate franchisee, but it will operate in parallel with us. Craig from our Surprise office, the managing broker of the Surprise office, will become the designated broker of our MLS Choice option, this Realty One Group something, okay? He will be the designated broker while Ron Kopis continues to be the designated broker for the rest of Realty One Group corporate, okay, in Arizona. However, the beautiful part about this is the Department of Real Estate has granted us the rights as managing brokers to assist both groups of agents. You do not have to leave this office. You do not have to leave my cell phone number, if you will. You don't have to leave here. You're able to have that choice. And the one thing that to me was, I think, just made total sense. Really, who better than the unbrokerage to be the one to offer this choice, right? Of course, we're going to offer the choice to our agents, right? And it's totally up to you what you want to do. And we're going to support you on that. I'm going to share with you that everybody's going to have to deal with this, right? Because if you end up going MLS choice and you write an offer on a listing I have, guess what I'm having to deal with? Your forms, right? And I can't use your forms, you can't use my forms. My counter offer will go to you. You will write your counter offer on your form and bring it back to me. It will be a blending of forms, whether we like it or not, folks, whether we like it or not, and we're gonna work our way through it. The contract isn't that bad. It has some good points and it has some issues that I think will get ironed out somewhat quickly, okay? It does have some good points to it. One is that it was written by an attorney without realtor input. So hopefully the Phoenix Association of Realtors will have some people that will provide some input before we actually get the final version of those forms, and they'll massage a few things out of it. So it was, think of that when you see these forms, you will, they are very legal. Yes.
And also, if you walk away from any hours, you're not going to be using realtor.com nor RPR. There's a lot of benefits to NAR, a lot of people don't understand, and they are not taking it into consideration. The only amount of money that we would have had to have paid, each one of us, would have been $415 or $418 because of that lawsuit. That's it. We're not talking about millions of dollars that we are all, we're talking about that's how they based their settlement on.
So folks online that Joni's commenting that the only amount that we would have had to pay was $418 saying that we would have lost this. So
Help is where, yes, they did. And that's how they did it. So I don't know how anybody else feels about it, but $418 is a profit.
And
Don't understand the legal protection that we have with our.
So, and you know what? And again, Realty One Group is not taking a stance either way on this. We're allowing you to run your business as we always have, because that is part of what we do, right? We have encouraged you to build your own business. And if for you that means to do the MLS choice, then do it. We're going to help you with that, right? But let's look, and this is on the Phoenix Association of Realtors. And let me just step away. If you're with WeServe or SAR, it's not going to matter. You can join MLS Connect because you're leaving that association anyway. But you can join this MLS Connect. It does not matter because you're going to step away from those regular associations. Now, when you think about that, though, you do need to look at things, as Joni mentioned. What are you walking away from that you are not aware that is a part of what you regularly use? How many of you use RPR? Okay, so for those of you, if you use that regularly, you need to know that that is a benefit of NAR, and you're not going to have access to that if you go to MLS Choice. Now, I know it's through the ARMLS, but my guess is by January 1st, it will have that you click on that and you're going to have to enter your NERDS number to log in the next step. Yes.
How many people have joined?
Oh, yes, we know absolutely 0 because it will not start till January 1st. They cannot sign up. It is not going into effect until January 1st. The Phoenix Association has, well, let me explain. All the associations had affiliate memberships where you did not have to belong to those, but they were used by appraisers and others that were in affiliate industries to allow them to have access to the MLS. Okay, so every single one of our local associations does have a version of MLS Connect sitting there. The challenge was setting it up and getting the forms, because they needed all new forms to get it up and running, to give it as an option. Phoenix decided, and there were certainly, if you're online with the forum, you will see people saying it's not about the money, it's about the stands. the policy, the ethics, whatever. You could read all these lovely articles. It's whatever these people are saying, that they feel that they wanted a choice. Again, for me with Realty One Group, it was a no-brainer. When I heard this was available, I was like, where are we signing up? Because this is so totally within Realty One Group's paradigm, saying you build your business. How do we help you do that? So again, as a broker, I'm here to support you. Am I switching over? No, I am not. I have my GRI, my ABR, all of those affiliations, I'm sorry, all those certifications and designations all would disappear, right? Those are all NAR designations. I've worked really hard to get those over the last, well, my broker years ago, but the last 5-7 years. I don't want to lose those. That's my choice. You have your choice, right? Some people like, I got the ABR and then didn't want to pay the extra $100, by the way, you have to do for ABR, and they dropped it. Well, that's their choice, right? This is just a choice for you. So traditional realtor memberships, NAR provides you federal, state, and local advocacy, Realtor Party, Political Action, RAPAC, Candidate Training Academy. This is for individuals that want to become volunteers at the local, state, and national associations. They do training so you can learn how to do that job better. Arizona Association of Realtors, obviously you can see those things. This level is on advocacy, right? A lot of you, how many of you held a leadership role in any of the associations that are in this room? Really, you haven't? There you go. I'm surprised. So Leaf, you have not held a, I am shocked. You should have. Okay, so business discounts. Okay, Diane, go ahead if you want to jump in. Diane, can you unmute?
You were just asking about, I was raising my hand to say that I was
Awesome.
on the boards and whatever.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, let me move out of the way here. Okay, so business discounts, insurance, finance, travel, auto, home, lifestyle, marketing, and technology. How many of you bought a Lenovo computer through NAR's discount program? There are lots of different discounts. Arizona Association of Realtors has medical, dental, vision, prescription plans, obviously the forms and office products, which we all know. But there are other things in there that you may take advantage of. I am using just the Phoenix because they're the ones that produce this lovely chart. So they're the ones that have that information. With WeServe, there are some other things in there that I know that they offer. WeServe offers a free, or used to offer a free fax line. Leaf, do you know if they still, does anybody know if it's still there? Used to be able to have a free e-fax line if you wanted it. So, oh, nobody uses the fax. I had to have 2 faxes this year. Yeah, it's true. Okay. So, whoops, let me go back to this. All right. Business tools. Oh, this is actually where the forms are, right? Right tools right now, member value, plus the Realtor magazine, the store, RPR. That's where realtors, property resource, that's RPR for those that did not know what that stood for. That is from NAR. That is not going to be available on MLS Choice. How many of you have started to use Breeze with SkySlope? Breeze will not be available through MLS Choice. That is an AAR specific system. Yes, it's on SkySlope. You will have access to parts of SkySlope. You will not have access to Breeze. That is separate, okay? The tech helpline, how many of you ever called AAR with a computer that was not working and they helped it? You will not have access to that. Broker legal hotline now, that is through AAR. They are saying MLS Choice will have a broker legal hotline. So there will be something similar. Again, your first, and that's for the brokers. So we will be able to call there if we have an issue on their forms. Yes.
Just what we run, those we will still have. That's what you mean?
Market stats is a part of ARMLS. But they're saying that they're going to do their own market stats in MLS Choice. it is paid for by the Phoenix Association. My guess is as a part of this fee, they are paying ARMLS for those market stats. I don't know specifically because I've not seen those reports. And I don't know what the listing media services is through the Phoenix Realtors. Does a Phoenix Realtor agent know? Have you ever used that service? Nope. Okay, I'm not familiar with that from Phoenix Association. So, education. Now, somebody asked me the other day, well, we still need the CE credits. Who requires your CE credits, guys? Arizona Department of Real Estate. Does that have anything to do with any of these? No, you still will need your 24 hours of continuing education through the Department of Real Estate. Now, MLS Choice is obviously going to create continuing education to cover some of that. Will it be the same as those that are teaching the classes for NAR, AAR, and the local associations? No, it won't. So you will have to go to different classes, and there will be schools setting up to teach those classes. We all know that. Obviously, we don't know how many people this will actually incorporate, right? But you do need to know that of the 85,000 real estate professionals in this state currently, not all of them are realtors, okay? So that always existed before. That it was not new, right? So there's always been real estate professionals and realtors that existed. What amount of business they did and how much they were doing with the day-to-day properties that we're used to dealing with, that's a different story, right? So, but education is going to change. And again, the designations, the GRI, Graduate Realtor Institute, that's through AAR and NAR, that you would not have that. Code of ethics. So code of ethics is interesting. Who knows in Arizona how the code of ethics is tied into the state of Arizona? Anybody know what I'm alluding to? Leap? Sorry to put you on the spot. So, no, it's actually ARMLS has in your agreement with ARMLS that the code of ethics will be followed, which is NAR's code of ethics, just to be clear. But ARMLS actually has that in their materials. So yes, the code of ethics there, NAR, you won't have that, but technically you will have some part of that that will have to continue. And by the way, yes, the commissioner rules has many of those code of ethics elements are obviously in our commissioner's rules. So they will be a part of what you're doing, even if you go MLS Choice. This is not something where people are going to go rogue and go off and not follow the laws, right? This is a legitimate option for people that just no longer want to be a part of the associations, okay? Any questions on these? All right.
I'm sorry to make you nuts.
Yeah.
Are forms available for this MLS choice so we can design the license out?
So you can go on to the Phoenix Association of Realtors and go to this. I think if you just Google MLS Choice right now, you can get to this website. They have a video from a training they did that shows the forms right now. We are waiting for the actual pretty version of the forms. I don't know how to say that. The version on that slide deck is things with with grids on there and with numbers that aren't correct because it's a draft version of those forms. We're waiting for the actual version. Once we get that, we will begin teaching it. Okay. Again, I'm not worried about the forms. And by the way, we all are going to have to learn the forms. Every single person is going to have to, because inevitably Mark is going to have somebody come to him that is an MLS Choice person that's writing an offer, and he's going to have to look at that offer and go, okay, what do I do here? Right. And they have to use their forms. You have to use your forms.
Melissa, what's the benefit of MLS Choice? Is there any Is there any positive to it? Forget the what's the positive?
You guys tell me, who here is considering going to MLS Choice in the room? Any hands up? I mean, don't be afraid. I'm here to support you, whatever you want to do. So nobody, okay. So, hey, Barb, welcome. So if you go onto the forum, there will be people on the forum that say the benefit is that you don't have to be under this behemoth of NAR, AAR, and whatever local association, and that you're standing for ethical actions. I that's what I'm reading, folks. This is not that's not my comment, just so everybody online, this is not my phrasing, but there are people that are angry at NAR and they feel that this is the answer because they can walk away from what they felt has been inappropriate leadership.
Not knowing for a minute that they could have been the ones that were individually sued if there had been no NAR. So all of you people that are making millions of dollars in sales, think of how much you would have been sued for. Exactly.
Well, so, and I'm not arguing that point. I mean, and I don't know if online you heard that the comment was basically that they're not realizing how much they individually could have been sued for if they're making millions of dollars in real estate. And I'm not going to ask for hands, but I do always find it funny when we get new agents and a new agent comes in and tells me they're going to make $1 million in commissions that first year. And I'm like, I've been doing this 27 years. I hate to blow my cover, but I haven't made $1 million in a year ever. I certainly would love to. But that is a really high bar to reach, folks, in a year. Love to see it happen. And yes, we have agents that are doing it in this office, but that is not a standard by any means, right? Forget TikTok, forget your online Instagrams of these people that are making these supposed millions of dollars doing real estate. I'm not sure if you're outside of San Francisco, New York, and maybe Chicago. I don't know that you're really, that's what you're going to do as a realtor. But I don't have an answer to that question, Mark. I don't know what the individual benefit is. I think people feel like it is a justified response and they want to do it. Again, when you look at the fact that this state with 85,000 realtors, or I'm sorry, real estate professionals, not all of them have been realtors. So we know people that were real estate professionals before. This is giving them a cleaner exit to be able to do that and have forms and be able to interact, if you will, with the rest of the real estate world in this state. I did hear yesterday, I need to look into this, that we may be the only state doing this. So, and Phoenix may be the only association offering this. So I'm curious if that's really true. Now, some states have just wiped it out, right? So Washington, you do not have to belong. The entire state went away from it. So, you know, you do have those places, but this is the only place I am aware of right now that we're offering this split option. Again, for Realty One Group, I think it's absolutely with our entire company design that we would be the ones to offer that choice. As far as I know right now, HomeSmart, West USA, us, what was that? Somebody on, there may be 2 or 3 others. It's not a lot that are going to offer this choice. So if you know anybody that's talking about it, be more than happy to have them come here. So, you know, you can clock up those 3 referrals, bring them over here. It doesn't say they have to be a realtor. They just have to become an agent here. So let me go to something else. Now, the interesting part about this is, how many of you knew what was required for us to create a referral company, referral only company? How many of you knew what was required for us to create a referral only company? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? So especially if you're looking at getting ready to retire, right? But you have your license, you've paid through 2026, but you're not really doing a lot of business and you still have contacts and want to be able to refer clients to another agent, right? A referral-based business, right? Why would you pay for ARMLS, all the associations, all those things, only to be referring your friend Joe over to Sarah, right? Why? Well, we could not do that before because under Arizona law, you were required as a brokerage, if you belonged to the associations, everyone in your organization had to belong to the associations. Because they're allowing us to have this separate entity, it will not be required to belong to the associations. Realty One Group, as a part of rolling out this MLS choice and having a designated broker go over to this Realty One offshoot, right? We will open up a referral-based only business, which is great because I had about 5 agents that were leaving us for referral-based businesses. Their businesses were winding down. And guess what? They now can stay here. So we will finally have a referral arm. It will not be Realty One Group, right? It'll be this Realty One Group other, right? And we should know more about this next week or the week after. But it is something that I've talked to agents before. You know, if you've been doing business for a while and you are getting to the point where you're starting to think about, well, what do I need to do in the next year or two? Please come and schedule a meeting to sit with me and go over your options, because there are quite a few things you can look at. And one of them is the referral base, but others are to work with another agent, partner up before you get to that point where I'm out of here. See, I'm off on a ship vacationing, right? So if you're getting ready to retire or you wanted to continue doing referrals, this is a viable option, right? Because you're saving not just the $271, but you're also saving ARMLS because you won't pay ARMLS. You won't pay the monthly fees to us. You won't pay the E&O because you're not doing transactions, right? You save your Supra. So you're saving probably $2,200 a year, but you can still refer business out. It's a very viable option. Please let me know if you know anybody looking at that. All right, before we go on to that, any other questions about what I've just covered? Online, anybody have questions online? Again, it's your choice. But ultimately you need to know that all of us are going to have to be prepared to use these forms because we're going to see them. Even if all of us stay with NAR, AAR, all those, somebody here in short order will get an offer on one of these forms. Now, remember, in the state of Arizona, you can get an offer on a napkin. It's legal, okay? These forms are very similar to what we have. So there are similarities. It is not rocket science in terms of reading these forms. The biggest issue that I've heard people are complaining about is that there are 7 or 9 references to get legal counsel. Funny thing, it was written by an attorney, so no surprise there. But the majority of the form is very similar, some of the similar terms, timelines. One big timeline difference is on the Binzer, I believe. No, closing. If close of escrow was to occur on a specific date, the cure notice can be given at 5:01 p.m. If it is not closed by 5 p.m., you can issue the cure notice the same day, saving 1 day in terms of the timeline. What? Yeah. Well, I think it should have been 6 o'clock because I've seen files close at 5:30 p.m. is my only comment, but the cure notice can go out, and if it closes, you've resolved it, so it doesn't matter.
Thinking of people to refer for this MLS choice.
Yeah,
There's 249, right? For them?
it's $249 for the MLS choice, and they still have to pay ARMLS, yes.
Yes. They have nothing new here?
Yes. Yes. If they're doing activity, yes. If they're doing referral only, no. But yes, if they're, yeah, our program isn't changing. If you're MLS, yeah, not the MLS choice or regular, the associations, you're still paying none of that changes because, and people were concerned, wait a minute, these forms aren't AAR forms. E&O isn't going to cover it. No, no, no. E&O says standardized forms. These forms within short order will become standardized forms. They're being reviewed by people they're going to be the norm for that group and therefore under E&O are standardized forms. To RPR, well, I'll give a couple and then ask for you that are using it, but I would say national access. So the question was, what's the benefit of RPR? Gosh, to be able to look up, like I've had a client selling a home in Ohio, and it's great, right? We have somebody say, oh yeah, I got my home for sale in Ohio. Really, you do? What's your address? Oh, great. And you go type it in and it's like, it's not for sale or it's not under contract. Oh yeah, I'm under contract, blah, blah. No, it's not. Hold on a minute. Right. So that's one of the things, but obviously doing CMAs and other things, there's a lot of features in that program that allow you to adjust the comparables and print out a rather extensive CMA if that's your preference. Some of you that use RPR regularly, what are you using it for? The CMAs? Juan, you're just looking at different things, what's going on around you. Anybody else? Yes?
I use it for both, buyer and seller presentation.
Buyer and seller presentations. So they're very in-depth. It's a more colorful, if you will, presentation rather than if you're doing a CMA on ARMLS, it's very number centric. I mean, that's what you see are numbers. You don't see the pictures. You don't see some of the variables. They have ways you can pull in the photos comparing, you could actually do the kitchen and show photos and do comparables to show that if you wanted to. There are lots of different ways to set it up. So, all right. This is going to be funny saying, what's that form? And all of a sudden we're getting, 5 new forms, 6 new forms. They do not have as many forms, by the way. They dumped a lot into the contract. So there will not be a lot of exterior ones. The one issue on the MLS choice form that I'm concerned with is if it is an MLS choice agent listing the property, I'm going to write an offer. They do not have an HOA addendum. It is built into the purchase contract, which is fine, except what happens to me now, because I'm not using their purchase contract. I can't. My purchase contract doesn't have the HOA built into it. I need that HOA information. So I'm going to have to, I guess, go send them my HOA addendum and say, please fill this out. I'm delivering it to you. I want your seller to fill it in. So I haven't heard the answer to that one yet. But I think that's the one trick area that I'm concerned with. The form itself is fine, and the way they build it in is great. The SCA is built into their form. We'll still have to use ours and present ours. Again, they tried to fit everything into the purchase contract, but sometimes we're not using the purchase contract first, right? So a little different. I just want to make sure monthly on Sundays, we are leaving this in here. There is a button to click to get all of this. You won't see all this bottom stuff on our monthly thing. You're going to see that top and a button to click to get all this data. I'm about to add a new link to a whole bunch of clauses that you can save and use. Compliments of Leah, love her clauses. So I'm grabbing hers from her newsletter and putting that out there. A lot of the things that we have in here, including the useful clause for what you're going to put when you do a listing contract, right? How many of you know if you don't want to use lines 50 and 51 that you need to add data in your additional terms and conditions. If you click on this, you can copy and paste. You do not have to type it all out. I purposefully gave it to you. I don't know how many of you know how to type sometimes, which is why I gave it to you. So you don't have to type it. No typos, please. It's really dangerous. So, but this Word document, you'll be able to copy and paste these. So that's why we'll get that to you. Oh, and somebody asked me, where do you find these? Well, we'll get to it later. How many of you have been to our YouTube channel? Somebody asked me what our YouTube channel was. Can somebody tell me what our YouTube channel is?
Paradise Valley,
Realty One Group, Paradise Valley. Okay, all spelled out. Please go there, look at the videos. They're there for you so you can access them. Okay, how many of you have had to use this recently? I'm running way behind. Oops. Buyer broker agreements, increasing the buyer broker agreement.
Your picture is right in front of the word there, and asking what's that word?
Policy. On increasing buyer broker agreements. How many of you have used this? How many of you have increased your buyer broker compensation? Nobody's gone from 2.5 to 3. Nobody's gone to a new home build and gone, wait a minute, I've left money on the table. Okay, if you end up in that scenario, please, you must write these additional verbiage, okay? It must be an additional terms and conditions. Our office is very clear that you need to make sure your buyer understands that they may be walking away from a credit. This is to protect you from a potential lawsuit, right? Because I could see the postcard being delivered to the homes, right? Did you buy a home and did your realtor make more money off of you and you didn't know you could have gotten a piece of that, right? Can't you see the postcards, right? This is to make sure you are protected from that, all right? Please, if you are increasing your compensation, please add that verbiage, right? How many of you knew there was even a buyer tenant addendum? Did I put it after this? I did. Look, this is the actual, oh, I'm missing the top of that. There we go. There's a buyer tenant employment agreement addendum, right? How many of you have canceled a buyer broker agreement? How many of you knew there's a document for that? Look, it's the same document. And look, it has a cancellation in there, right? It's mutual cancellation. Who signed the buyer broker agreement? Buyer and who? As the broker, the agent did. It's mutual. Guess what? What do you need to cancel it? Both signatures. Both parties have to cancel it. Please, please, the language is already there. Just use the form. It exists. Please take advantage of it, okay? The signing was already there. I know I'm way, this is stuff we went last week. Next Tuesday, I'm going to talk about your sphere of influence. How many here are using CRMs? How many of you have an Excel database? How many of you have a different database? Sorry, Excel, different database, okay? Use what works for you, but use it, okay? How many of you have 1,000 people on your cell phones? 1,000? How many of you have 500 on your cell phones? No, I have a lot of realtors. No, how many of you are looking through those names and talking to people? It's the end of the year. Let's put some stuff together so you can be ready to start. Well, actually, before the end of the year, so you're reaching out to people. This is the ideal time to connect with people between now and January 15th, right? You've got all the holidays still coming up. They haven't started. I don't know if how many know Hanukkah is actually on Christmas Day. It starts on Christmas Day this year, goes into January. You've got Kwanzaa, you've got the new year, right? So you've got lots of things coming up. So take advantage of this time. Come see me next Tuesday with that. I am so sorry this is running long. Thank you for everybody that donated, that came to our office party and donated to that. Look at how many dollars and people we've affected through our One Cares program. Trees have been planted. If you don't know about that, we have the One World, the One Tree, One World thing. If anybody wanting to participate in our culture activities, please let us know. The summit, Tony Robbins is coming. Yes, Julie, I know you asked about that. I've been told that this is the best they've got and we're not doing something separate. So if you want to go to the summit, go order your tickets. It's for November in Miami. So it'll be quite an event there. So keep that in mind. We have quite a few trainings coming up. December 12th, we've got managing divorce in real estate. Key for you guys to know, you'll see this in your newsletter. Sunday, the 15th, you cannot come into these offices at all. Mark, put that on your calendar, right? So the floor is getting cleaned and no one can be in the office. Nice to have a deep clean. How many of you still need your code of ethics by December 31st? Our number was pretty small. You do?
I have one, my last one is this Thursday.
Is that the code of ethics or no? You've,
Oh, no.
you've done the code of
Yeah,
ethics. If anyone has not done the code of ethics, you need to do it by December 31st. You need to check with your association. I hope you don't need it. That does not make sense. Yeah. Do you need it?
I have no idea.
Okay, check with your association, okay? Brian is teaching this online from 1 to 4. So you can do it online. It's on Zoom. I think there are about 50 people already signed up. He just taught it for WeServe to 140 people. So we know people are scrambling trying to get into this class, okay? The 16th from 1 to 4.
How can we check to see if we do now?
If we have not notified you that you are missing it, you've done it. You can always call your association, but Heather and Kat have emailed everyone in our office that we were notified by all the associations. If you did not get an email, you should have been fine. You should have been getting emails from your associations. Okay? Did you get that info? Okay. And it's in my newsletter. You can link and register literally in the newsletter. Okay. Ornament exchange. Please come join us. It was a blast the last year. We had a great fun. So December 17th, we are going to do it here. It's Tuesday afternoon from 4 to 6. Bring an ornament, swap an ornament. Kind of we do it that, what is that called? The white elephant version. So yeah, it means there's a little stealing going on, little playing. Last year, a couple folks ganged up with it against a few others of us. I don't know what was going on there. 4 o'clock. So bring an ornament, have some fun. We'll have a little food and some beverages, but it's just a lot of fun. Great time to meet some agents if you haven't had a chance to meet everybody. RevUps will be back next January. For those of you looking for the Realty One Group Orientation, One Suite training, we do have all these things happening. This already occurred 12/4, the Facebook ads, but you can go in and look at it. And why host an open house is on the 11th. 18th is social media automating that. So that's kind of cool. These already occurred last month, but you can go back and look at those if you'd like to do that. Happy holidays. If anybody hasn't gotten stuff to me by December 18th, please get me stuff for Heather. Okay. I know Heather's over there going. Kat's not there today. She's out sick. So be golden, be you. I don't know how many have seen this on our counters and stuff. Realty One Group is looking for you to share something wonderful, something that happens to you. You've got some cool thing that has happened with a client. Please click on that and share your experiences. Here's the YouTube channel. Lee, there you go. See, I told you, you got the fun thing with your daughter still. We gotta change out the slide.
Yeah, sorry.
That was my fault.
This is my old slide, you guys. Hi. If I haven't met you, my name is Lee Piper. I am the rep with American Home Shield Home Warranties. And first of all, I just want to give you guys all a lot of credit for surviving 2024. I know it was a big year for you professionally, and I'm sure for a lot of you personally, it was a big year. I know it was for me. And then just leave you with this thought. Let's all be thriving in 2025, right? Thriving in 2025. You figured out a lot. You're stronger for it. And so good job. Just in terms of home warranties, I want to remind you all that a big reason that you want to consider a home warranty with every transaction for you as an agent, the benefit is really risk protection. You want your clients calling us instead of calling you when something inevitably goes wrong when they buy their house. The benefit for your client is this is one thing Melissa went through all of the great benefits that you get from these different organizations that you're a part of. A home warranty is really something that truly benefits your client and in a time when they might need it most, especially when they might be in a place where they don't have a lot of money for repairs when their house closes. So I'm going to tie it back to this picture. This is my daughter with her face in a bowl full of ice. We've talked about it. She's not trying to stay young by depuffing her face. But what this is many of you know, I actually am local to the area. I live right at Scottsdale and Cactus. We purchased our house, we closed in June, and then in July, what happened?
Your air conditioning went out.
The AC broke down. So that's what the story is. I'm sure some of you have heard it before. We did actually have an American Home Shield home warranty, and they did come and repair our AC for us. I want to follow that up and tie it back to American Home Shield. One thing that we decided to do the following summer, well, not the following summer, the following winter before it got really hot again, is we knew our AC was really old and we wanted to repair it because we didn't want to be in a position, we only have one unit in our house, where we'd have to move out. Even though it was a short period, you can't even stay one night in your house. So we replaced our AC unit. What American Home Shield didn't have at the time, but does have now, is an AC replacement program. So we can offer your clients who have American Home Shield home warranties discounts towards replacing their AC. This can be a big cost saving for your client. It can get them out of a pinch like this the following summer when their AC might break again. And it's also good for you. Let's say you go to resell the house, you know that you're now selling a house with a newer unit instead of dealing with an older unit. So we're the only home warranty company that offers that. And I just wanted to throw it out to you guys because people are loving the program. But again, let's have a successful 2025 together. I hope you guys will consider partnering with me in American Home Shield. And if you have any listings or closings, let me know. I'd love to help you out.
Don't you have another program where they can call in and get help over the phone?
Yeah, you want me to talk about that?
Well, just briefly, because I don't know that people know about this.
Okay, so we have an app. We're the only company, home warranty or otherwise, that has this technology. And it's called our Front Door app. It's our sister program. It's an app that all of you can download on your phone, or because it is the holidays, gift to your client for only $25 for the year. And what it offers is unlimited video chats with a licensed contractor, be it plumber, be it electrician, be it HVAC, be it handyman. Those are our employees that work for us. They have an average of 20 years experience, and these are guys who basically don't want to be out in the field anymore, and they're on-demand video chatting with homeowners to help them with any of their home-related problems. It's amazing. And again, sphere of influence, talking to Melissa, if you are looking for a gift still, could be a great thing to do. $25 unlimited calls. And it's one of those things like $25 gets your client a meal at Chipotle, or for the whole year, every time something comes up, every time they use their this app that you've gifted them, they'll be thinking of you. So
And what was the name of the app
Front Door.
for? They have to have an American Shield.
No, it's completely separate. It's completely separate. So they don't have to have an American Home Shield home warranty at all. Totally separate.
Just a quick question
Mhm.
regarding the AC replacement.
Yes.
So let's say, pardon me, client calls and an AC repair is needed. They have an option of replacement at a substantial discount. Is that how the program works?
Mhm. Yeah,
Okay, well, like when you say substantial discount.
that's a great question.
I
So
was gonna say,
I don't want to overpromise,
Okay.
but it's just another option basically for your client. And so it's something that they can consider because it's always great to have options,
Are
right?
they
And be
passing
armed.
on- Are they passing on what the home warranty would normally pay for the new unit?
You know, that's a great question, and I don't know, and a lot of times it won't be a replacement cost, it might be a repair cost. Our repair cost, we might be able to then transfer it over to the new unit and the client can apply that, plus taking our cost savings as a company who is dealing with a lot of ACs.
Yeah, but to put $1,500 into a unit that's dying is not
Yeah,
always the
it's
best
over.
option. To get $1,500 towards the AC unit, at least $1,500.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is.
Yeah. So my cards are over there, you guys grab it. If you have any questions about the AC program or about the app, I'd be happy to go through those with you. Thank you for your time, I appreciate
And the
it.
information on the warranty is up on top of our cabinet. If you aren't aware of that, we've got the version, the newer version of your
Thank
folder.
you, Melissa.
You're welcome. All right, thank you so much for joining us today. And let's see, I've got Barb next. So, and Mike is online. Let's see if I can get you back on here, Mike. Oh, he disappeared. I ran out of time. Okay, sorry, Mike. All right,
That's okay. I have a stat from him that he wanted me to share.
I have a
So-
new one with both of you on it, so
That,
you can do that. There you
I'll
go.
back up so people can see me.
There you go.
Barb Spitzak with Epic Lending. Most of you know me. We are here for you guys. We are one of your partners. Our list and lock program that she just had up before this, is huge. If you guys have listings that have been sitting, just reach out to me. I'll walk you through how to even look at our list and lock program on my site. You can Google my name, Barb Spitzak, my site, and it'll come up. You go to sell, you go to list and lock, you put in your address of your property, and you put in the price that it's at, and you put in whatever concession it is that your seller might be willing to part with to get that listing sold. And you can advertise that lower interest rate based on the concession that they're willing to give. So say it's 2%, and then we give an extra percent towards that rate. And then you can advertise that rate. It's only $49 to do this. You get a sign writer with a QR code. It updates based on rates, every minute that it, changes. And then there's also videos you can share online. There's social media posts, there's flyers for your open house. So make sure you reach out to me about that. I'll walk you through it, no problem. The stat that Mike wanted me to share with you guys was the 150 economists surveyed included Barry Habib. There are obviously national numbers. So Fannie Mae and Pulsonomics Home Price Expectations Survey. Below is the latest data from the top 150 economists in the US and their home price appreciation forecasts. So they're forecasting for 2025 a 3.78% increase in appreciation, and average forecast for the next 5 years is 27%. So let's get people in homes, and I know the rates are a little bit higher than they want right now, but we have our rate rebound program still that allows people to get in homes at the current rates. And we will refinance them multiple times, up to 5 years, for no lender fees and $1,000 towards title fees. So it gets people a little bit off the fence from being scared at the current interest rates, but it gets them in a home where they're building equity instead of paying rent, right? So the national average today is down from where it was. So yay, we got to take the little wins where we can get them, right? 6.78% for conventional, and for FHA and VA around 6.2. That's down from, it's about 0.3 down from a week and a half ago. So it's going the downward trend. Hopefully it continues down that path. And Jan and I did something with Home Fund It recently, which is like GoFundMe for these buyers that can't save for money, save for their down payment. And anyone can contribute to the Home Fund It, including you as agents, including me, $2,000 if they get 1,000 in there for closing costs. So reach out to me and I can explain that program a little bit further to you. But there's programs out there that are proprietary just to Epic Lending and CMG, and I would love to share them. Thank you so much, you guys. Happy holidays, Merry
Happy
Christmas,
holidays.
Happy Hanukkah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm like speed talking. I know
You,
it's-
well, I'm sorry that we're running long, but I knew everybody wanted the information on this. So we have a special guest here. I did not realize Vaughn was coming here. Would love to introduce you. I don't know that everybody has met you, so come on over. I'll let you all, we've got Roberta, Art, and then Melinda here. Vaughn, why don't you step up and share your title? Because I actually don't
What's
know
up,
your title.
everybody? How you doing? Hi, good morning. My name is Vaughn Kelly. I'm filling up Justin Taylor's shoes as the VP of Sales and with Rock Title. I have a video marketing background, and that's kind of how I catapulted, my awareness and career. But I really like to dive deep into all of our clients' business, really understand, your goals and aspirations, and add value that way. So, I'm looking forward to getting to know each and every one of you. I have a huge questionnaire sheet that we ask to really get a good understanding of the type of business that you're trying to cultivate. So that's it. I've been in the industry about 8 years. I'm a native of Arizona and I love what I do. I'm truly passionate about it. And I just like to win. I want everybody to be happy. I like to be looked at as the backbone of your business, and just truly dedicated. So that's about all I have. So
Awesome.
guys.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah,
I
of course.
appreciate that.
nice to meet you.
We're very happy to have Vaughn.
Yes, we are.
We are. He's gonna help us with a lot of videoing,
Yes,
because that is something we need to do. We're gonna get you, we're gonna do things a little bit backwards today. Everybody knows Roberta and Art. We're gonna get a little fuzzy this morning because we have a little fuzzy gift. We have a couple of escrow questions. I'm gonna let Roberta go first and then Art, and we have a little gift for you if somebody knows the answer.
All right, what benefit does your client have for putting Rock Title in their listing?
It's 10% on the escrow.
And and who gets the credit or the discount?
Okay, it's Art's turn. Aren't they nice? They're like warm and fuzzy. They're perfect for Christmas.
My question is, and I mean, this is mainly an escrow question, but how many days does the homeowners association / management company have to get the resale disclosure statement back to escrow once we place the order?
10 what?
Business
days.
And guaranteed, they take that 10
They do,
days.
yeah.
On rare occasions, do we get them sooner?
Not days.
Okay, the next is this Thursday. We have a CE class for legal issues, Epic Lending. Mike's gonna be the instructor. Barb will be there. All of us will be there. I think I'm gonna bring in some lunch. So we'd like to encourage all of you to come. It's from 10 to 1 and it's upstairs in our training room. So if you haven't RSVP, please RSVP to Mike, or I guess just show up. and then
No,
we
no,
can
no. Try
add
to
you.
please.
They do need to RSVP, but you know how it is. So just get there, okay? I'm telling you, get there. Yeah, we did. We had, yeah, it was full house. It was crazy. It's a very, very good class. And it's, a great marketing class, because I just read something recently that if you're single, you should probably hang out at the courthouse instead of on an app, because that's a place to meet and you can also get some deals there. So I would try it. Sounds like a new one. Sorry, I just heard that. Anyway, we're going back into the monthly Popeyes, and now it is time to connect with your people. And you're right, Melissa said, this is the time that you can really go see your clients, get together with them, take just do door knocking, put your business card on here, drop this on their front door, slide it in. I did a couple Popeyes. This one here says, wrap up this crazy new year. And I put a ribbon on here. And you can also put a roll of wrapping paper, and it's really inexpensive. I got these rolls, I think at Costco for like $9.99. And then of course you can buy wrapping paper in bulk. So you could get a whole bunch. So there's a bunch of Popeye tags up there. You just attach your card to it, punch hole it like me, get a little bit of ribbon, do that. There's 2 different kinds that you can use. And then I did this other one here that says, you and your referrals are a true gift. And this is just a tin. A marching tin can, and he's got milk chocolates in there. And being that it's colder now, you'd be okay to leave this at the front door, take a picture, text them if they're not home, and just say, hey, I left you a little gift. Happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, happy New Year, happy everything. Okay, so anyway, it was great seeing everybody at the Christmas party. We had a wonderful time. It was so much fun.
And for those that didn't stay dancing at about 8:30, what a blast.
We had a really good time. It was really fun. So anyway, we hope to see you all at the Christmas ornament. I'm gonna try to make it to that. And if I don't see you before the holidays, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, Hanukkah, whatever. Just be happy. All right, thanks.
Just awesome. Be happy. There you go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Awesome. I will state this. I have a feeling our folks online have probably left. Let's see if anybody's still online. Nope, they're all gone. No surprise there. Nope, nothing personal. So, I'm gonna stop sharing that screen. Oh no, I still have people there. Why did they not show up? There we go. Hi, guys. So any buyers, sellers, comments, anything? I know this is run long, but I knew people wanted to know about the MLS choice. So sorry for taking that additional time. Anybody online want to offer anything up? Buyers, sellers, anybody online? Nope. Anybody buyer, seller? Yes,
I
Mark.
have a couple of listings. The first one is in Gilbert. It's a 3-bedroom, 2.5 with a loft.
Gilbert, 3-bedroom, 2.5 in a loft,
It's around 2,200 square feet
2,200 square feet,
and the price is $525.
525 in Gilbert. Okay, that's Mark.
Also have another one, Scottsdale Country Club.
Scottsdale Country Club,
That's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, a little
3-2.
over 2,000 square feet.
2,000 square feet for
Remodeled.
remodeled,
1.2 million, has a pool and spa.
1.2 with a pool and spa. Okay, did everybody hear that? Okay, anybody else? Yes, Julie.
I still have my home at the base of South Mountain.
South
19th
Mountain,
Avenue, Dobbins.
19th Avenue in
It's,
Dobbins,
Just under an acre, 0.98. gorgeous
just
views
under an
of South
acre.
Mountain.
Views of South Mountain out of the back of the property,
It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath.
4-bedroom, 3
It's,
bath,
listed at 869, has a 6.
869,
Putting green and
6-hole
chipping.
putting green and
Thank
chipping
you,
green
backyard
in the back.
design.
Wow.
How much? 869.
869. So again, that may be when you want to look at that list and lock just to see whether that might help you. Yes, Joni.
Okay, we all heard my listing in Scott.
Her listing in Scottsdale. Yes, Joni's listing in Scottsdale on the market.
2-bath.
2-2 condo,
And remodeled.
remodeled,
1254 square feet.
1254 square feet, gated community,
Interior lot, beautiful views. of
interior
the
lot, beautiful
desertscape,
views of the
not a
desertscape.
parking lot or other condos. It's listed at 446.
446. North Scottsdale,
No.
no garage. What about HOA? What's the HOA?
300 something.
300.
Had to do a assessment for the roof or whatever, so they.
So,
that's what that is.
Assessment for the
It's
roof.
really cute. Now, I also have a request for, if somebody is going to have a listing or coming soon in 2 different communities in Phoenix. I have a client that's looking to downsize, so I will have.
As a client looking
for
to
her downsize.
downsize,
Cannot
but
Sell until she finds something.
she needs to
And-
find something in Phoenix.
And so it's in the Pinnacle, at Desert Peak.
Pinnacle at Desert Peak,
Single level townhouses and other, but she needs a single level townhouse.
single level
Or,
townhouse, or
Cave Creek Villa.
Cave Creek
Right off of
Villas.
Cave Creek. And
Anybody have anything in that area? Please let Joni
We're
know.
looking for up to 460 or 455.
460 that would be willing to do a contingency.
Joni, can you the live MLS link on your condo and let me help you market that?
Yeah, and
Yeah, we've had some that haven't, gone, but they're selling, it's not in full, so.
yes,
New listing coming on the market, hopefully within a few days.
new listing on the market.
It's, my own house, it's in Ancala.
And Oncala, okay,
Model,
remodel, owner agent,
very, Ancala is a great place. It's, 4-bedroom, 2.5.
4, 2.5, 3,200 square feet, single level. Pool? Oh, new pool, okay. Price? 1.650. Just had an appraisal done, so that's what that came from, because she's an owner agent, okay? You might want to talk to Barb about that lock, list and lock. Yeah. Cause again, right, cause that way you get some, interested activity. And again, it might not at that over $1 million range, cause we've got so many people with cash, but you just never know. So somebody looking at that. Okay, anything else? All right, and that Ancala is not on the golf course. Okay, thank you guys so much. Happy holidays to everybody online. Happy holidays here. Thank you for coming to our holiday party. Those of you who joined us, I hope to see you at the ornament party. Please come. It'll be a fun afternoon, and you guys have a great, we got a couple of weeks left for the year and finish it out strong. All right. Thank you so much. Have a good one.